Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a news cycle on Global Television coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agumofwegbe. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. President Bola Tinubu has nominated former Chief of Defense Staff, retired General Christopher Musa, as Nigeria's new Minister of Defense. His nomination was transmitted to the Senate in a letter addressed to Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The President's communication with the Senate was made public in a statement issued by Special Assistant on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. General Musa is set to replace Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, who resigned from the cabinet on health grounds. Vice President Kashif Shettima says President Bola Tinubu's administration respects and will continue to protect the rights to freedom of expression, stressing that press freedom remains a non-negotiable pillar of the country's democracy. He made the declaration at the 2025 annual conference and general meeting of the International Press Institute of Nigeria in Abuja. He insisted that no administration could successfully repress the Nigerian media. Northern governors have urged President Bola Tinubu to place a 6-month suspension of all mining activities across the region, citing illegal mining as a major contributory factor to the insecurity affecting many northern states. They made a call in a communique signed by Chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, Governor Muhammadu Yahaya of Gombe State, following a joint meeting of the forum and the Northern Traditional Rulers Council held at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim House in Kaduna. The communique stated that the forum observed that illegal mining has significantly complicated the security crisis in the country's north. Activities at the Federal Ministry of Finance headquarters were brought to a standstill today as members of the Indigenous Contractors Association of Nigeria blocked the main entrance, protesting the government's prolonged non-payment for completed projects. Contractors were seen at the gates carrying various placards and chanting songs. The demonstration severely affected movement around the ministry, restricting vehicular traffic to a single lane. The National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) has approved Thursday, December 18, 2025 as the passing out date for corps members of the 2024 Batch C/2. A statement signed by the NYSC Director of Information and Public Relations, Caroline Mbu, says the management has approved a low-key ceremony that will feature the distribution of certificates of national service to deserving corps members across all local government areas in the country. The scheme explained that the activities leading up to the event include job advisory and counseling sessions organized by the Corps and relevant partner agencies as the signing of final clearance forms by zonal inspectors. The Civil Defense, Correctional, Fire and Immigration Services Board has postponed the opening of its online portal for shortlisted applicants scheduled to participate in physical screening and document verification for the 2025 recruitment exercise. The portal, earlier slated to open from Monday, December 1 to Wednesday, December 3rd, will now be activated at a later date. Shortlisted candidates have been advised to monitor the official recruitment website for updates on the revised schedule. In many urban cities across the country, roadside parking has become a growing concern. What seems like a simple act, parking a vehicle by the roadside, now contributes to traffic congestion, road accidents, and delays that affect commuters daily. Sadatu Graba completes the report.
From Lagos to Abuja to other major cities, the story is the same. Urban roads meant to carry fast-moving traffic are now shrinking as a result of vehicles parked indiscriminately by the roadside. Cars, buses, trucks, and even commercial vehicles take over portions of major roads and bridges, forcing other road users to squeeze into narrow lanes. The result is longer travel times, increased road rage, and in some cases, avoidable accidents.
On the issue of illegal parking in Abuja, I think we can do better. Everybody should be responsible, But, other things that the government can do is, maybe putting some measures in place. Do you understand? So that, security men can, tell people what to do.
Experts say poor urban planning, inadequate parking infrastructure, and weak enforcement of existing traffic laws are the major causes. In many cities, shopping plazas, markets, and even organizations depend entirely on roadside parking, with no designated parking lots for customers and staff.
Government should try and eradicate it in one way or the other. Let them try. One problem with Nigeria is we don't know how to maintain. We don't have maintenance culture, because they will do it today, the next day another government will come and tourniquet it.
Beyond inconvenience, roadside parking has serious economic costs. Studies show that traffic congestion leads to loss of productivity, increased fuel consumption, and environmental pollution. Safety is also a major concern. Parked vehicles obstruct visibility, making it difficult for motorists to see oncoming traffic or pedestrians crossing the bridge. Some cities have begun towing illegal parked vehicles, imposing fines and creating designated parking zones, but many believe more needs to be done, including public awareness campaigns and collaboration between governments, transport unions, and private developers.
The only thing you can do is that to mobilize people that will direct them, or to create a park, understand? To have a park, so that if there is enough car park, there will be no illegal parking, but because of there's no space. There's no particular place, like all this place, open place now, you can make it open park, so that you come to the market, you drive your car, you park that, it's safe there. Even if you pay money, it's better.
With rapid population growth and increase in car ownership in urban areas, the pressure on already overstretched roads continues to mount until authorities provide adequate parking solutions and enforce laws consistently. Roadside parking will remain a major obstacle to smooth urban mobility. Saratu Garba, reporting for Global Television.
We appreciate your reporting, Saratu. In the past few years, content creation has grown from a simple hobby into a powerful income source for millions of young Nigerians. From TikTok challenges to Instagram Reels, YouTube vlogs, and sponsored ads, many young creators are now earning more online than in traditional jobs. Hannah Inchuno tells us more.
With unemployment rising and economic hardship affecting families, young Nigerians are turning their creativity into cash. What started as fun videos has now become a serious profession and for many a lifeline. Powered by affordable smartphones and growing social media use, content creation has exploded nationwide. From comedy skits to hair tutorials, travel vlogs, food reviews, and lifestyle tips, today's youth are turning everyday life into digital gold.
Content creation, especially most of these apps nowadays like TikTok, YouTube, even Snapchat now, I've heard they pay a lot of their content creators through different means. One of the major difficulties I feel is engagement, especially when starting.
Monetization now comes in different forms. Brand partnerships, sponsored posts, affiliate marketing, YouTube ads, live stream, and even digital products. For some creators, one viral video can change everything. Beyond fame, content creation has created new jobs: editors, photographers, managers, makeup artists, and social media assistants. Entire communities are now built around digital creativity.
You can monetize your TikTok content and get more money. Then we have gifting also, that is where the audience give you stars and all of that.
But the journey isn't perfect. Poor electricity, high data costs, and saturated competition make it hard for beginners to grow. Some also face cyberbullying and pressure to constantly stay relevant. Yet, despite these challenges, more young Nigerians are embracing content creation as a modern career, one driven by talent, consistency, and opportunity.
The difficulties is, I think it's more from the apps like the Facebook, the TikTok, I think they have high standards that are making them go all out, just all out.
In a country where traditional jobs are scarce, creativity has become currency. For these young creators, social media is not just entertainment, it's empowerment. Lily Samihana reporting for Global TV.
This is Global Television, and you're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle with Uyi Agmofwebe. On the rest of the news returns shortly. AFCON 2025, Group A, Morocco, Mali, Zambia, Comoros set for showdowns. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please do stay with us. The second part of this news broadcast now returns with business. Lagos State will be hosting the Maiden Foods and Culture Festival. The Minister of Art, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, Anatu Musawa, announced this today. The event, scheduled for 16 and 17 December 2025, according to the minister, embodies the government's commitment to harness the power of arts, culture and tourism. The festival, she says, is jointly organized in collaboration with the Irabor Creative Minds and HAL Ministry. The Securities and Exchange Commission has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening interagency collaborations to identify and prosecute the promoters of Ponzi schemes in line with the Investments and Securities Act 2025. Divisional Head Legal and Enforcement of the Commission, John Achille, said this at the Commission's Journalist Academy 2025 in Lagos. The Commission also prescribed severe penalties, including imprisonment and hefty fines for individuals and entities involved in these fraudulent investment schemes. Still talking business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, is redesigning banking sector's credit risk framework to protect approximately 4.14 trillion naira new capital being raised in the ongoing bank recapitalization program. Speaking in Lagos, CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso said the Apex Bank will be enforcing stronger governance, greater transparency, and firmer accountability to protect raised funds. He said several banks have already met the new capital thresholds, while others are advancing steadily and are well positioned to comfortably meet the March 31, 2026 deadline. To date, 27 banks have raised capital through public offers and rights issues, and 16 have already met or exceeded the new requirements, a clear testament to the depth, resilience, and capacity of Nigeria's banking sector, and that's according to the Apex Bank's governor. And now let's look at stories beyond our shores. Illegal mining in South Africa is a complex and widespread issue driven by poverty, high unemployment rates, and the existence of numerous abandoned mines. The practice, largely carried out by informal miners known as Zama-Zamas, a Zulu term meaning hustlers or those who try their luck, has significant negative impacts on the economy, communities, and the environment. Illegal mining has flourished in South Africa in recent decades, as many industrial mines have been exhausted. Analysts estimate there are about 30,000 Zama-Zama illegal miners, producing 10% of South Africa's gold output in 6,000 abandoned mine shafts, often controlled by violent criminal syndicates. The miners, illegal as their activities may be, think of their trade as one that contributes to the well-being of communities as well as adds value to the local economy.
We have to talk about equity and recognize that our people, ever since the beginning of time here in Emelo, have never benefited anything. I'm not talking about surviving, I'm talking about benefit, meaningful participation and benefit from the minerals. Never. However, locals say they have not benefited from large-scale formal mining and fear being left behind by a move to green energy.
These things we're doing here is playing a big role to the communities, because this coal we transport it from here to communities. So those people, they used to cook to make it warm themselves.
South Africa is among the world's top producers of coal, which fires about 80% of the country's electricity. Ranked among the 12 largest greenhouse gas emitters globally, the country became in 2021 the first in the world to sign a Just Energy Transition Partnership deal with wealthy nations worth $8.5 billion to move away from dirty power generation. Uyi Agbomofwegbe reporting for Global TV News. Beyond Africa now, the United States House Appropriations Committee will host a joint congressional briefing to examine the alleged persecution of Christians in Nigeria. U.S. Congressman Riley Moore shared a notice on X confirming that the House Appropriations Committee Vice Chairman and National Security Subcommittee Chairman Mario Diaz-Balart will lead the session. He will be joined by colleagues from the Appropriations Committee as well as members of the Foreign Affairs and Financial Services Committees. A Zambian American influencer and political vlogger has been sentenced to 18 months in prison for hate speech for making insulting remarks about Zambia's president, Hakainde Hichilema. Zambian-born Ethel Chisono Edwards, who also holds U.S. citizenship and works as an estate agent in New York, has a large following across various social media accounts. Known as One Boss Lady, she has become renowned for her rants about the president over the last 2 years. The 42-year-old was arrested at Zambia's main airport 3 months ago and after arriving to attend her grandmother's funeral. Now time to bring in some excitement from the world of sports. Group A of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations promises edge of your seat action from the opening whistle, featuring a dynamic mix of teams including Morocco, Mali, Zambia, and Comoros. Host Morocco carry the hopes of a nation, but they faced 3 determined opponents ready to challenge the Atlas Lions for a place in the knockout stages. Although Morocco and Mali are seen as the group's front runners, Zambia and Comoros enter with ambition and tactical plans that could turn the expected order on its head and deliver unforgettable moments of African football. And still talking soccer, Cameroon goalkeeper Andre Onana has been left out of the national team squad for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, marking one of the biggest surprises in the squad list released ahead of the tournament. The goalkeeper, who has been a regular feature for the indomitable Lions in recent years, was not included by newly appointed head coach David Pogo. Onana's omission comes alongside another major exclusion, with long-serving captain Vincent Abubakar also left out of the traveling team to Morocco. And as a full cycle here in the news, we would like to remind you that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We encourage you to interact and engage with us across social media platforms using our Global TV NG as well as other handles as you now see on your screen. I am Uyi Agbomofwegbe saying we appreciate you for the time spent here with us on the news. Our broadcast here on Global Television continues.